The Christmas John. Start by mashing the barb on a 1x long nymph hook, here in size 12, U101. Then get a 1/8 inch gold brass bead, and thread it small hole first through the point of the hook. Then get the hook firmly situated in the jaws of your vise. Now go to some .015 lead-free round wire. Take about 8 wraps before snipping off the wire and bending the back portion down, and then push it up into the bead. Now load a bobbin with 10/0 olive thread. Start your thread right behind the lead-free wire, and wrap back before cutting the tag end. Then build a nice thread dam right behind the wire and wrap over the wire to secure it to the hook. Then make a thread base to where above the barb of the hook was, towards the back of the bead. Now go to some peacock herl. Get 4 or so fibers and align their tips. This will be the tail. Measure a tail about 1/2 hook shank in length. Transfer that measurement to the bend of the hook, and tie that down right behind the weight, and wrap down. You can cut the rest of the butt ends off, but make sure you save them because we will be using them later. Then continue thread wraps all the way down towards the bend. Try to keep a flat surface, as we will be wrapping wire over the thread wraps. Now go to some brassy green ultra wire and some small red ultra wire. Start with the brassy green, and tie it on your side of the hook, all the way down to the bend. Then wrap back up, and with the small red, tie that on the far side. It doesn't matter which side you tie the red or green, but this is just the way I do it. Now wrap your thread all the way up, with close touching wraps. First, take the green wire and start making touching wraps all the way up towards the bead. You'll cover about 2/3, 3/4 of the hook shank. And then go ahead and take a couple thread wraps and helicopter the wire off. Now with the red, don't take touching wraps, but instead take open spiral wraps over the green wire. About 5 or 6 wraps looks nice. And once you get to your thread, go ahead and tie it off and helicopter the red wire off. Now go to some flat diamond braid, here in gold. Secure the tips right behind the bead, and you can kind of pull them. Then wrap down right a little bit over the wire. Now go to your peacock herl again, but don't use all 4 fibers, instead just use 2. You can even use 1 if you like. Then kind of snip the brittle tips off, or just anywhere where you get a thicker fiber, or thicker biots. Then start making touching wraps all the way up to the bead. Once you reach the bead, go ahead and tie the peacock herl off with your thread. Once that's secure, you can go ahead and cut it off. Now take the diamond braid and fold it over the peacock herl and tie it in right behind the bead. Now pull it back and cut it to where it just extends just past where you first tied it in. So now that these will be the legs, and they'll extend just past the back of the wing case, which is the gold braid. Then kind of splay even fibers to both sides and push them back. That way they're on either side of the hook and not sticking straight up on top. You can use some figure 8 wraps to do this if you'd like. Then go ahead and take a whip finish with your thread. Then you can cut it off, and you can end the fly here if you'd like. However, I think it looks nice to add a little to build up the wing case a little bit with UV glue. I use thin, clear UV resin. Then go ahead and shoot it with the lamp. And that's it. That's the fly. Merry Christmas.